All right, some big update coming in from Sri Lanka. Sri Lankan President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has boarded a Saudi Airlines plane today that will take him to Singapore and then to Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. These are reports that are now coming in by the Maldives government officials who've given us some update right here as Sri Lankan President Gotabaya Rajapaksa boards a Saudi Airlines plane. He will be landing in Singapore and then will be headed to Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Reports coming in of President Gotabaya Rajapaksa moving from one island to the other, not wanting to resign as yet, despite growing calls and a civil war-like situation in the country owing to the economic meltdown. President of Sri Lanka, Gotabaya Rajapaksa, please runs away from the situation, does not live up to his word of resigning, but now is going island hopping to try and find a safe haven, a safe passage of exit for him and his family, as people of Sri Lanka, of course, demanding that he must be punished for the way he has manhandled the economy of Sri Lanka. And since he, of course, fears his detention and arrest, he now has escaped to Maldives. From there, he will be landing in Singapore. He's just boarded the Saudi Arabian Airlines plane to Singapore. From there, he will be headed to Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. These are the reports coming in from Maldivian government officials. Let me quickly cut across to Ashutosh for more on that. Ashutosh, a quick word. It doesn't seem like Singapore is the last stop. From Singapore, we believe that Gotabaya Rajapaksa is mulling over heading towards Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. What's the deal here? Are governments of Sri Lanka, beg your pardon, of Singapore or Saudi Arabia wanting to give him a safe haven? Are they willing to give him space, a safe space for him to take refuge?
Well, until he resigns officially, submits his resignation and it is notified, he remains to be the president. And because there is uncertainty in Sri Lanka, so given to the protocol, he can seek a political asylum. I mean, there will be no difficulties for him to take asylum in Singapore or even Saudi Arabia, the countries like Middle East. So clearly, because being a president, he has uncertain relationship, and he will certainly, exploiting those options, exploring those options to take asylum. And exactly what we are hearing, that he can, the plane which is headed to Jeddah, from Jeddah he can go to Singapore, or he first go to Singapore and then go to Jeddah. Where will he seek asylum? Of course, until the final words comes from him and he's tracked down in these countries. Clearly, at that at the moment, you cannot predict anything. What we were hearing, that he is likely to go to Doha, he'll go to Qatar. Then later came that he can even go to United States. Then you heard the United States official statement that there is no such communication and they were not really to speak anything on that. So, and because his sibling Basil Rajapaksa, who's also the American citizen, he was trying to escape, but today in the Supreme Court he has declared that he's not going to leave the country at least for next 48 hours. So, one person who has ruled this country as a president, the only option that at the moment stays is to seek political asylum. And of course, there will be multiple heavens across the globe which may give asylum to him, unless they have, certain direct interest when it comes to Sri Lanka or the strategic, the corridor passing through Sri Lanka. That need to be seen, that which country is really gonna take that stake when Rajapaksa appeals for asylum.
Well, Ashutosh, thank you very much for joining us with that. In fact, from what we see here, Gotabaya Rajapaksa, just a day after he fled his burning country to Maldives, he has again now decided to flee to Singapore, and from there he's all set to move to Saudi Arabia.